Hi guys, this is Rakesh Dalal. Just now I've completed another one-to-one session on elimination technique, and with me I have Mr. Anwar Sadat. Anwar, quickly, this is a feedback video about the one-to-one session. I'll ask you some questions which everybody who is contemplating to take this session might have in their minds. The first question, very simply, how did you benefit from the session? Was it worth it?
Yes, absolutely. It was wonderful session and just 100% worth it. So the one takeaway, if I could just take from my mind as of right now, is the attitude change that we all have when we are going to appear for the exam. So I was very knowledge oriented, and I thought that only with knowledge you can clear exam, you can clear the prelims exam. So that was my initial concept. After taking this session, I know that knowledge alone wouldn't help you in the exam. Even in the stress situation, if you don't know knowledge, if you don't have a knowledge about the question,
Mm,
you can score answer and you can get the correct answer using these elimination techniques. So these are very important. So you have to keep an open mind during your preparation. Don't be so much knowledge focused. You
mm,
have to have some knowledge level.
mm,
So that's basic requirement every aspirant should have.
mm.
But you have to practice these techniques, these nuances. They will give you more benefit in the exam hall. So that's the
Okay.
one attitude change every aspirant should have.
Mm. Okay. So you're telling me that your mindset towards prelims has now
Yeah,
shifted from knowledge heavy to perhaps a mix of knowledge and logic, and
plus
sometimes
logic.
even
Yeah,
logic alone can work,
will
right?
be
We
sufficient.
have
Yeah.
seen questions subject wise where different categories of questions were there. Okay. So give me some examples. Could you recall some particular question from the session that shifted your attitude now?
Yes, there were particularly one question about the mammals and see how sea horse, sea cow, some options were there.
Mm,
And by the way, you have analyzed the question and gave me the answer. It was actually fantastic, and it just opened my mind. In the preparation, we all want an open mind during the preparation. We
mm,
don't want to be just mugging up facts or mugging up stats, nothing like that. We have to keep an open mind. We have to be curious.
mm.
Don't just be an absent for the sake of the job. You have to be curious. So a
Great.
good your officer will also be.
Great.
So if we read about a news about a seahorse, just
Mm,
look at how does it look?
mm.
Just out of curiosity, just how does it look? So
Right.
if you had read the news about his seahorse in the news and you have looked up the picture
Mm,
using that simple logic, you could
mm.
have solved that question.
Right.
So that was just mind-boggling. So that's
Yeah, many times it happens. Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Quickly, we'll just wrap up the video. Fatafat say the second question anybody could have is the session really worth the fees that is being charged for it?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. It justifies the fees for that because even before starting the session, I had my apprehensions. I was also skeptical about this, but after completing the session, and even my session took over for 1.5 hours. So he was very patient with me in completing my session and clearing all my doubts. So it's very justifiable for the fees.
Okay. Perfect. And another question could be this person Rakesh Dalal runs two programs on mentorship. Both seem very similar. One is on Telegram, the course, and another is one-to-one mentorship session. Should I take one over the other, or should I go for both, or what should I do?
I myself had this question and I have personally asked you about this question. And after the session, I know the answer and it should be taken both. That's the answer because they both complement each other. Without one, you will not be 100% sure or 100% complete. So this is a one the one-to-one session is like the theory class, and the Telegram course is the practice. You have to get practice what you study. So that way only you will be getting maximum marks out of the what you study. So
Okay,
both taking both is the most beneficial.
most beneficial. And chalo, by for some reason, if I cannot afford both, should I go for the one-to-one session or the Telegram course if I have to choose one?
If I have to choose, then I'll be preferring one-to-one session.
One-to-one session. Okay. The last question is not related to this the elimination technique, but I have another research PDF that I made, which categorizes repeat questions which have appeared in 2021 prelims, and 60 such questions are there related to 180 PYQs from 1979 onwards till 2020. You have purchased that PDF as well.
Yes, yes.
What are your impressions? What do you feel about it?
This is that's as the word suggests. That's a proper research document. It's like a research scholar would do. You have categorized the questions and you have the remarks noted on that. So it is very detailed. So it's just like you can predict what is going to come. Just the UPC, you can predict what is going to come based on that analysis only. So that's very beneficial, very beneficial. I think it's a must for rather than going for any standard books of previous year questions. I would say go to this just 150 bucks. It's the most beneficial money you ever spent for this preparation.
No, so the 150 you're talking about, it was an initial limited time discount
Ah,
that I was
yes,
running,
yeah,
but of
right,
course
yes.
that keeps on changing. Now the PDF is not priced at that point. But anyways, I'm glad that you found value in your investment. So we'll end today's video, this feedback session, Anwar, and
Yes,
thank you for your time. Thank you very much.
thank you, sir.
Take care. Take care. Bye bye.